Welcome to Chaos Cortec. Hey guys, welcome back. So it's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for another Wally update. And I've actually made some serious progress this time. I've almost got his entire body modeled, all the details and everything, so that's super exciting. Okay, so let's go check it out. Alright, so as you can see, he is quite a bit more complete than he was the last time the last update video. Because in the last update video, I pretty much just had his head in this wheel system. And so this week, I've become a little more organized, so I'm freeing up a little bit of my time for my other projects to put towards him, and this week was the first time I really got a ton of time to put towards him. In fact, I think I put about 10 hours of modeling into him just this week. So we're actually starting to see some progress, and that's exciting. So let's get in and take a look. First off, this is his little control panel here. And there's actually a little bit of text up here, but I think that is too small to print. So I might just have my wife try to draw that on there. I don't know, I haven't really decided. Maybe I'll try to stick it on there and see how well it prints, but it is super tiny. And then just a couple other details like the slots for his hands and the Wally logo down here looks really nice. And as you can see, he's got a couple of, the corner pieces for his body. And then this is the top, and he's got the slot for where his head kind of moves around. So that looks good. And then this is the side. This rail right here is actually what his arm moves on. And it's pretty weird because watching the movie you don't really notice it. Now maybe you do, I didn't. But yeah, his arm moves along this track. And so that's pretty interesting. And then over here is I've actually got his arm modeled. And this isn't really going to move at all. I might have this piece be able to rotate so you can just manually adjust his arms. But I'm not going to have any electronics in there. And then you can see it's connected right there in that track. So that looks pretty good. And I've got some rough details etched on here so we can put the colors where we need to. But I think all that's looking pretty good. I've got all the details I could find from reference images on there. And then here is the back. This is like the trash compactor part of him. And these are the pistons for that door and the little B&L logo right there. So I think that actually came out pretty good. So then I'll just have to duplicate his arm over. Oops, I shouldn't have moved him. Wait for Tinkercad to catch up. I've noticed that Tinkercad is not really built for big projects like this. It is slowing down tremendously, which is not good. Every time I make edits, I have to stop and wait for it to catch up, and that's not good. So I guess it's a good thing I'm moving to Fusion 360. And so actually, I think Wally's going to be my last project in Tinkercad. Actually, I might do some of the more simple functional pieces. I might do in Tinkercad, if I remember ever making a replacement part or something like that for something around the house. I might still do in Tinkercad just because it is so easy to come in here and do that stuff. But as far as my weekly builds where I build things like this, or little props and stuff like that, I will be doing in Fusion 360. So this issue won't be an issue for very long, which is good. But that'll bring a new set of challenges with it. Oh, and then I started to make the tracks over here. They're kind of hard to see because they're in black. You can see it better there. And those are obviously I'm going to have to just kind of feel those out a little bit because they fit on there right now. I think they're going to need to be a little bit wider, but I'm just going to have to sort of test that one out once I have this piece printed and I can see how well they actually fit and curve along there, and then I'll put little sort of hinges between them. So that should work out pretty good. And luckily I can kind of do that while he's being painted, so that won't take much more time. So I think that's where I'll leave this one. Let me know what you guys think. He is pretty close to being done, and that's exciting for me. And I've put a lot of time into this. I've got about I think 24, 25 reference images that I use to model him every night. So I've gotten real familiar with pretty much every little piece of him. But I'm really excited with how this is turning out, and I'm excited to get in and do some electronics and stuff. So hopefully in a couple weeks we will have a little Wally robot that can actually move around. Alright guys, well that was this week's update. So next week I am going to be creating the brackets to hold his feet on, and that will completely finish up his, the actual appearance of his body and all the details and everything. So then I'm actually going to start breaking him apart in order to 3D print him. And I'm going to work on some attachment methods so he'll go together a little bit easier and you don't have to just screw everything together. So my goal next week is to actually start printing him. So that's pretty exciting, and we'll see if I get there or not. So thanks for joining me, guys. See you next time.